Okay, if you're someone who understands English perfectly, but, well, you struggle to actually speak it, then you are in exactly the right place. We're about to break down a really powerful system that, get this, doesn't just teach you more words, it actually retrains your mouth to speak fluently, to speak automatically. So let's just dive right in.
All right, let's kick things off with the big one, right? The question that I know drives so many of you crazy. You could watch movies, no problem. You can read articles, understand everything. But then, the second it's your turn to speak, you just freeze. So, what is going on here? Why does this happen?
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. See, it's not a knowledge problem. All that information, it's already in your brain. The real issue, the thing we need to fix, is that your mouth just hasn't had the physical training to produce those sounds smoothly and, automatically.
Okay, so let's really get into this because this idea changes everything. We have to stop thinking about fluency as a learning problem and start seeing it for what it truly is, a training problem. Now, check out the difference here. It's so important. Learning, that's passive. It's about filling your head with vocab lists and grammar rules. But training is active. It's about literally changing your physical behavior, building that muscle memory in your jaw, your tongue, your lips, so you can speak without even thinking about it. Fluency, it comes from the training. So how exactly do we train? Well, we use this amazing technique called shadowing. But here's the thing, a lot of people get this wrong, and that's why they don't see the results they want. So let's break down what real effective shadowing actually is. And this slide really illustrates the difference perfectly. Okay, on one side, you've got weak practice. That's where you listen, pause, and then you speak slowly. And yeah, it feels comfortable, it feels safe, but you know what you're actually training your brain to do? You're training it to hesitate. Now, look at real shadowing. This is where you speak at the exact same time as the speaker. No pausing. It's going to feel fast, it's probably going to feel a little uncomfortable at first, and that's okay, because that is how you train speed, reaction, and real confidence.
So here's the key takeaway. You are literally a shadow of the audio. You're not waiting your turn, you're not pausing. You are moving with the sound, forcing your mouth and your brain to finally sync up and work together instantly, without that annoying delay for thinking or translating.
And this right here is the golden rule. You have to burn this into your brain. When you're shadowing, guess what? You're going to miss words. You're going to make mistakes. Do not stop. Don't go back. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to stay in the flow, just like you would in a real conversation. This is what trains your brain to just keep going.
Okay, so now that we get the what and the why, let's get down to the how. Look, real improvement comes from having a system, and this 3-layer method is just incredibly effective.
It all works in 3 distinct layers, and each one builds on the last. So first up is deep listening. You don't even speak, you just listen. You're absorbing the music of the language, the rhythm, the intonation. Then layer 2 is controlled shadowing. Here, you might slow the audio down a bit and your only focus is on clarity and getting that pronunciation right. And finally, you get to full speed shadowing. This is the real deal, where your goal is to match the speaker's exact energy and pace. That's what trains that instant real-world reaction.
And during that deep listening phase, you're going to start noticing something really cool. Native speakers almost never say every single word separately. The words just flow together. I want to go becomes I want to go. What are you doing becomes what you're doing. And by shadowing, your mouth just learns how to make these connections naturally without you ever having to memorize a single grammar rule for it. This is so important. Fluency is not built by practicing 20 different sentences one time. No way. It's built by practicing one sentence 20 times. It's this high-volume repetition that literally moves that sentence out of your thinking brain and into your mouth's muscle memory. And this quote just sums it all up perfectly. Going deep and really mastering a few key sentences will do so much more for your fluency than just lightly touching on hundreds of them. It's all about mastery, not just, casual exposure. So, you've done the drills, you've been training your mouth. Now what? How do we take that practice and turn it into actual real-world performance and confidence? Let's talk about it. Okay, this is your secret weapon. This is your personal feedback loop for super fast improvement. Because look, you can't fix what you can't hear. The process is simple. First, you shadow a sentence. Then you record yourself saying it. Next, you listen back to your recording and, this is the most important part, you compare it to the original native speaker. This is where you become your own coach. You'll spot exactly where your rhythm is a little off or your pronunciation is weak. Then you just repeat the cycle, focused on fixing those specific things. That's the skill that helps you improve in a real conversation.
All right, this next step is absolutely vital. Shadowing trains your mouth to copy, but speaking alone, that trains your brain to create. So after every session, I want you to take a sentence you just mastered and just talk. Expand on it. Give your opinion about it. And the rule is exactly the same. Don't stop, even if you mess up. This is what builds that bridge between just imitating someone and having true independent expression.
And we have to train for reality, right? It's totally fine to use subtitles at first to get the hang of things, to understand the context. But then you've got to turn them off. Forcing yourself to shadow by only listening makes your ears so much stronger. And that's essential, because let's be honest, real life doesn't come with subtitles.
We've covered all the techniques, all the systems, but you know what? None of it really matters without the right mindset. This is the thing that truly separates the people who succeed from those who just give up.
I want you to really let this one sink in. Motivation? It's a feeling. It comes and it goes. But consistency? That's a choice. You are not always going to feel like practicing. But real success is built on all those days you show up and do it anyway. Believe me, 15 minutes every single day is infinitely more powerful than 2 hours once a week. And you have to remember this. Progress usually isn't some giant leap. Most of the time, it's a slow, steady climb. The changes are happening inside you. Your brain is literally rewiring itself. Your mouth is learning new movements. Even on the days when you feel like you can't see the results, you just have to trust the process.
I just love this final thought, because this isn't really just about learning a language, is it? It's about becoming a more confident, more expressive, more connected version of you. You're not just learning English, you're unlocking a whole new part of your identity. So, I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Don't get overwhelmed thinking about mastering all of English. Think smaller. Think deeper. Your task for today is to find one sentence, just one, from a movie, a show, whatever you like, and practice it 20 times using this system. So, what sentence are you going to master first?